In the year AD 619, the Prophet suffered a great loss in the death of his wife, Khadija. She was about 65 years old, and he was nearing 50. They had lived together in profound harmony for 25 years, and she had been not only his wife, but also his intimate friend, his wise counselor, and mother to his whole household, including Ali and Zayd. His 4 daughters were overcome with grief, but he was able to comfort them by telling them that Gabriel had once come to him and told him to give Khadija greetings of peace from her Lord, and to tell her that he had prepared for her an abode in paradise. Another loss followed closely upon the death of Khadija, a loss less great and less penetrating in itself, but at the same time less consolable and more serious in its outward consequences. Abu Talib fell ill, and it soon became clear that he was dying. On his deathbed he was visited by a group of the leaders of Quraysh, Utbah and Shaybah and Abu Sufyan of Abdus Shams, Umayyah of Jumah, Abu Jahl of Makhzum, and others. And they said to him, "Abu Talib, thou knowest the esteem we have for thee, and now this that thou seest hath come upon thee, and we fear for thee. Thou knowest what is between us and thy brother's son. So call him to thee, and take for him a gift from us, and take for us a gift from him, that he should let us be, and we will let him be. Let him leave us and our religion in peace." So Abu Talib sent to him, and when he came he said to him, "Son of my brother, these nobles of thy people have come together on account of thee, to give and to take." "So be it," said the Prophet. "Give me one word, a word by which ye shall rule over the Arabs, and the Persians shall be your subjects." "Yea, by thy father," said Abu Jahl, "for that we will give thee one word and 10 words more." "Ye must say," said the Prophet, "there is no God but God, and ye must renounce what ye worship apart from him." They clapped their hands and said, "Wouldst thou, O Muhammad, make the gods one God? Thy bidding is strange indeed." Then they said to each other, "This man will give you nothing of what ye ask. So go your ways and keep to the religion of your fathers, until God judge between you and him." When they had gone, Abu Talib said to the Prophet, "Son of my brother, thou didst not, as I saw it, ask of them anything out of the way." These words filled the Prophet with longing that he should enter Islam. "Uncle," he said, "say thou the words, that through them I may intercede for thee on the day of the resurrection." "Son of my brother," he said, "if I did not fear that Quraysh would think I had but said the words in dread of death, then would I say them. Yet would my saying them be but to please thee." Then, when death drew near to Abu Talib, Abbas saw him moving his lips, and he put his ear close to him and listened. And then he said, "My brother hath spoken the words thou didst bid him speak." But the Prophet said, "I heard him not." It was now becoming difficult in Mecca for almost all those who had no official protection. Before he joined the Prophet, Abu Bakr had been a man of considerable influence, but unlike Umar and Hamza, he was not a dangerous man in himself, and therefore did not inspire fear, except in those who had learned to esteem him for spiritual reasons. And when his Islam set a barrier between himself and the leaders of Quraysh, his influence with them decreased almost to nothing, just as it increased within the community of the new religion. For Abu Bakr, the situation was, moreover, aggravated by his being known to be responsible for many conversions. And it may have been partly in revenge for the Islam of Aswad, the son of Nawfal, that one day Nawfal himself, Khadija's half-brother, organized an attack on Abu Bakr and Talha, his cousin, who were left lying in the public highway, bound hand and foot and roped together. Nor did any of the men of Taym intervene against the men of Asad, which suggests that they had disowned their two leading Muslim clansmen. Abu Talib was succeeded by Abu Lahab as chief of Hashim, but the protection that Abu Lahab gave his nephew was merely nominal, and the Prophet was ill-treated as never before. On one occasion, a passer-by leaned over his gate and tossed a piece of putrefying offal into his cooking pot. And once, when he was praying in the courtyard of his house, a man threw over him a sheep's uterus filthy with blood and excrement. Before disposing of it, the Prophet picked up the object on the end of a stick and said, standing at his gate, "O sons of Abdu Manaf, what protection is this?" He had seen that the offender was the Shamsite Uqba, stepfather of Uthman, Ruqayyah's husband. On another occasion, when the Prophet was coming from the Kaaba, a man took a handful of dirt and threw it in his face and over his head. When he returned home, one of his daughters washed him clean of it, weeping the while. "Weep not, little daughter," he said. "God will protect thy father."